Hey, how you doing today? I wanted to do something different today. I've been cooking vegetables all week, so I wanted to try something new. And so today it's going to be coconut azuki mochi bars. So that basically translates to red bean rice cake bars, and that's Hawaiian style. So I got the recipe out of this book I bought about 10 years ago, Hawaii's Best Mochi Recipes, and I cooked plenty out of it. So I feel like I trust this recipe, and you'll definitely see it at the end that it's gonna definitely work out. So 5 cups of mochiko. So this is a mochiko I always buy. So it's by Coda Farms, mochiko sweet rice flour. So if you have another brand that you are comfortable with, definitely use it. But I've been using this since I was a child and my parents used it. So I'm definitely endorsing this brand. So 5 cups of that, okay? 2 1/4 cup brown sugar. So I don't have the box, but this is C&H light brown sugar. So definitely C&H brand only, okay? So 2 1/4 cup light brown sugar. 2 cans coconut milk. Okay, so this is Cha Oko coconut milk. This is the only brand I use. I've been using it for many years. But if you have a brand that you like, definitely use it. But I totally trust this brand, and now they sell it at Costco, like a dozen for $15. And it's a cross between cream and milk. So it's not super thick, but it's dense. So definitely 2 cans, but this one is a 13.5 ounce can. So I'm gonna leave 1.5 ounces behind because this recipe calls for 2 12-ounce cans, okay? And then 1 can, 2 12-ounce cans of coconut milk, and then 1 12-ounce can of water. There you go, kind of confusing. So 2 cans of 12-ounce coconut milk and 1 can of 12-ounce water. Okay, so you can use this can to do your 12 ounces if you're a good estimator. Okay, 1 teaspoon baking soda. All right, so this is my baking soda, the orange box, 1 teaspoon. Okay, 1 can Japanese sweetened red bean paste. So that is the highlight of this recipe here. So this is sweetened red bean paste, and this is what it looks like. And it's basically red beans that are cooked down and sweetened with sugar. So that is a definitely highlight of the recipe, okay? So this is a 7.4 ounce can, and you'll see how I utilize it. And then of course, on top, optional 1 tablespoon of sesame seeds, okay? All right, so all of that can go in a 9x13 pan, but I like to use these. This is about the size of a hand because I can pass them out easy in these, and very convenient for when I travel. I could kind of just store them in a box, and then whoever I'm giving to, I can pass them out. I like it better than a whole 9x13, but if you like the 9x13, definitely use the 9x13. Okay, so let's get to the recipe. So I got my bowl here. I'm just gonna try to position it so you can see. All right, so 5 cups of mochiko. Here we go. Mochiko, 5 cups. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cups of mochiko, 2 1/4 cup brown sugar. One, 2, 2 1/4 cups brown sugar, 2 cans of coconut milk that are 12 ounces each. So like I was saying earlier, this is 13.5 ounces, so I'm going to leave 1.5 ounces behind. So I'm going to estimate that I really did leave 1.5 ounces behind. Okay, so I did. Okay, and we're going to do that again. My second can, and we only need 12.5 ounces out of the 13.5. Okay. All right. Okay. So then 1 can of 12 ounces of water. So I'm just going to go ahead and use this as a measuring tool and put 12 ounces of water. So I'm going to be more precise. I'm just going to go ahead and measure out 12 ounces of water here. Okay. All right, 12 ounces of water. 1 teaspoon baking soda. Teaspoon of baking soda. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, this will be the last ingredient, and I'm going to put it in when I have already poured our batter into the little holders. So we're going to hold off on this 1 can Japanese sweetened red bean paste, okay? So let's go ahead and mix. All right, cover your ears. Which is a fun step, and we're going to go ahead and pour. Okay, I'm estimating how many I'm going to use. So for right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to estimate 8. Come on, spray down 8 of these handy dandy little holders here, little panettes. Okay. and start laying down the mochi. Okay, and this is where I'm going to utilize the red bean. So I'm going to estimate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So between 8 pans, I'm going to break up this red bean paste, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of estimate. So probably a tablespoon in every pan. Okay, so I'm going to pour out a tablespoon. That's my rough estimate. And kind of layer it into the batter here. Okay, so that's what I did, and then I'm going to pour another layer of the mochi on top. Okay, that's one down. It's about 3 scoops. 1 tablespoon. And about 2 scoops. 1, 2. There you go. If I have left over, I'll probably kind of put another decorative layer on top. Okay, so 3 scoops. One tablespoon. And 2 scoops. 3 scoops. 1 tablespoon. 2 scoops. Okay, so 3 scoops. So you're getting the gist of how I'm measuring it, and it looks like it might work out well in terms of measurements. Looking more like 6 of these. So for a party, I probably would suggest to make it into a 9x13 pan, because I don't think you could show up at a party with 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because one person will want the whole tray. So my suggestion for a party is definitely make it into a 9x13 pan. Okay. All right, so you saw me put 3 scoops in, 1 tablespoon of the red bean paste, and then 2 scoops more, ice cream scoops more of the batter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You need 6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of put a little bit of the red bean on top, since I have some left over. Let's just make it really pretty. And this is again 7.4 ounce can. So if you really like red bean, you can get a bigger can. I've seen bigger cans. A bigger can would probably be more $4 versus a $2 can like this. So I'm gonna see if I can swirl it a little bit. So with just luck that this works out. A little bit, so you can see the first swirl, second swirl, And underneath it's also going to be looking swirled, but I thought I'd just give it a kind of a pretty look on top. Make it more appetizing when you first see it. So I am excited to get these cooking. So I'm going to cook it for about an hour at 350, and I'll let you know at the end if it in fact took that long or if it needed shorter. But yes, you can walk away from this, but when it comes near the end towards an hour, you have to definitely keep checking it, because we don't want to put in all that work and figure out that we have now just burned the mochi bars. But yeah, definitely stay on top of it. But yes, you can walk away. Okay, so you saw how I did that. I'm gonna put them in the oven for about an hour, and I'll let you know how it goes. See you in an hour. So you saw me mix up the recipe and get it ready to cook. So what actually happened, it did take an hour on 350 to cook. So here is the final product right here. So it's so nice because their separate kind of decorations turned out nice. Kind of how I made a swirl there. This is the second one. And these little tins are still on fire. All right, just came out of the oven. So they all have their unique look baked in. I think it just makes it look so pretty. And so definitely I checked it. So let's just kind of go through one here. So at about 45 minutes I checked it, and just had a little bit of flour on it, mochi flour, but I checked it at 1 hour and I stuck a toothpick in and it came out pretty clean. So that's one way to make sure it was done. So 1 hour and 350, but definitely check your own personal oven and do your own checks, because we don't want burned mochiko bars. It's like the worst thing to happen. So everybody's oven is different is what I'm trying to say. So let's try to open one up. Let me choose which one I want to open. Okay. They're all really pretty. Which one should I open up? This one? Okay, I'll choose this one. So this is the one I decided to open up. Isn't that really, really pretty? You can see the red bean on the top and a little bit of swirls. Okay, so all right, so I'm just gonna kind of poke at the sides a little bit. Okay, kind of take it off from the sides. All right, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and turn it over. Hopefully it turns over in one piece. Yes, it did. So you can see the red bean on the bottom. It formed well. A little bit warm here. It formed well. Okay. And it's heavy. All right, so this is about 1 inch in height, which is good because then that means it's still pretty thick. Okay, so I'm going to do the duty of cutting right into it. And there you go. There is the inside. Doesn't that look delicious? I can't wait to dig into this. All right, you see a bean right here where my finger is. And then it's very, very mushy, but then it goes right back to place. So it's like a sponge. Okay. So let's see if we can cut it again. Here's a really pretty looking cut. It has a lot of red beans showing. All right. Cut another one. Very, very pretty. And then then if you really kind of wanted to cut it in squares for mochi bites, you could do that too. So that way, our friendly dieters don't have to feel so guilty about grabbing a whole tray. Okay, so one more to show off. Here's another one. And of course, Mom gets the corners. I love this corner stuff. So this stuff is so yummy. I can't wait to dig in. But that Hawaiian style coconut azuki mochi though, but if you have never cooked it before, but you might be familiar with butter mochi, you might be familiar with Filipino bibingka, so that is kind of along the lines of this dessert, and it's all gluten-free. It's just all mochiko flour. Yes, lots of sugar, but it is a dessert. It's not a diet food. And then, of course, the coconut milk. So I'm looking at it again. So I can claim this as gluten-free and dairy-free for sure. So I hope that you try it, and then you let me know how it goes. And I hope it works out well for you. All right, take care.